In this edition of INN CEO Talks, I'm joined by Matthew Carr, the Executive Director and CEO of Titan Minerals, and we're talking about the company's gold and copper projects in Ecuador. Matthew, welcome.
Thanks, Stuart, for having me.
Well, I'm quite interested in your company because you say Titan is an emerging major South American gold producer. Let's start by having you give an overview of the three projects that you have there in Ecuador.
Yeah, look, we've got three projects that sit in the southern part of Ecuador. So we're actually within sort of 50 kilometers of the Peruvian Ecuadorian border. So I guess what makes these projects rather attractive is for the best part of 20 or 30 years it was locked out of any systematic exploration. So given given both countries are friendly these days and there's no problems working down in that part of the world, we feel that for a junior company to have three projects of this quality, puts us in a really fortunate position and a fantastic opportunity for a major discovery. So we've got Dynasty, which is 2.1 million ounces, 16.8 million ounces of silver. It sits on a 9-kilometre epithermal gold corridor. Only probably 20% of the concession has been explored to this point, so it's largely underexplored. So we've got the team in there doing a hell of a lot of work in preparation for the next round of drilling, and then we've got Copper Duke. Copper Duke is has just got a whole lot of targets on there that are being worked up at the moment. It's captivated the attention, in particular in the North American market. We've been inundated with majors and juniors out of Canada, everyone wanting to do joint ventures and try and do a deal on that particular project. And then we've got Linderos, which we're drilling currently at the moment, and we're currently drilling a copper porphyry, a shallow copper porphyry. So it's pretty exciting. We think we're going to have the first round of results coming in the next 30 days. So, the market is keenly anticipating what that might be.
Yeah, and of course, for a long time, as you pointed out, Ecuador has been not within kind of mining jurisdictions that people thought about. What's changed? And what makes Ecuador now an attractive mining jurisdiction?
Yeah, look, I think you'll see over the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to emerge as one of the very best exploration countries in the world, with many major discoveries to take place. Look, largely, the politics has worked in favour, and as a country, historically, they made a lot of their money and revenue out of oil. As that oil revenues are reducing over time, they've looked at different levers to stimulate the economy, and they see mining as being a key driver for that, driving employment and new opportunity. So the government's been really supportive. Certainly, out of all the South American, Latin American countries, they've done everything they can to be supportive for investing into their country. The tax system is very similar to operating here in Australia. They really do go out of their way to support the investment community. And I think in time they'll reap the benefits, and you're seeing it now with Franco-Nevada that invested 150 mil US for a royalty into SolGold. Newcrest had come in on the register of both SolGold and Lundin out of Toronto. You've got Solaris down there, which is another successful copper exploration company. And out of Australia, you've seen Gina Reinhardt, Andrew Forrest and his group all emerge in Ecuador trying to pick up ground. So, we feel like we were one of the first movers out of Australia, certainly not sitting behind SolGold. And, we think we've got, probably in the top 3 or 4 companies, out of the 3 or 4 companies in Ecuador, in that top bracket.
When you were talking about your Copper Duke project, you said that you've already started to attract the attention of some majors. Is that your strategy with all 3 properties to vend in with majors?
Look, it's not part of our strategy, no, but we're certainly, you always take the call We've been inundated with requests for site visits from majors, and we're open and happy for those groups to come down and review the projects. But for us at this point, we're trying to work them up the curve, put all the technical work into the projects, and then at some point you certainly will look to probably bring in a larger group to help develop that into a mine. But at this stage, through the exploration phase, we're pretty keen to do that ourselves.
So, where are you at on drilling on all three of the projects? I know that you're waiting for results from your Linderos project, but what are your drilling plans moving forward for all three of your projects?
Yeah, look, we did last year in 2021, we did 25,000 metres of drilling over at Dynasty. And that was largely just to firm up the work that had been done there before. The project, when we acquired it, came with an NI 43101 with the 2.1 million ounces. So we just wanted to go back in and do some confirmation drilling and just firm up and get some confidence about what was there before. The fantastic thing that came out of it was the mineralisation was showing to run deeper, was running further along strike, and the grades were superior than what was in the 43101. So it gave us a lot of confidence. We've gone back and re-logged the core on that project. There was about 40,000 metres of drill core that the previous company had done and never been logged properly. So and reviewed. So we've been busy doing that. We've had a structural geologist review all the vein systems. We had Scott Halley, a geochemist, out on site, or reviewing the data, and just really looking at where the potential might lie. One of the interesting things about that project was that in the drilling last year, it looked like we clipped the edge of potentially a large scale porphyry that's sitting on the edge of that epithermal system. So we've been busy mapping, doing soils, trenching. We think we'll get back there possibly in December to do some more drilling, with a plan to do the next round of 5 to 10,000 metres at Dynasty and kick that off either back end of this year or early next. And then over at Copper Duke, it's probably first quarter next year we'll do the first round of drilling there. We're working up some targets at the moment. Have identified a couple that look really exciting, but we want to do all the layers of geological work before we go in there with the first holes in. So that should be ready for about first quarter next year. And currently we're drilling over at Linderos. There's two prospects at Linderos that we're drilling. One is the Meseta high sulfidation gold system, putting about 13 to 15 holes in there just to test that system. And then over at Copper Ridge, which is a copper porphyry, copper moly porphyry, we were initially going to do 5 by 500 metre holes. Due to, I guess, what we feel is a successful campaign so far, we're probably going to look to do another 1 to 2 holes there, another 1 to 2 500 metre holes there. So we're pretty excited. We're probably 30 days from the first lot of results coming in. We put a bit of an update out to the market recently, alluding to some really interesting stuff in the drill core. We're seeing chalcopyrite in some good numbers, which is obviously hosts the copper. So visually the percentages look really good. The fantastic thing we're seeing over there is drilling. It looks like it's really shallow. So we're seeing it from as shallow as 4 and 5 metres when we start the drilling with the chalcopyrite. So pretty exciting stuff. We're hoping we're on the cusp of a major discovery. Results will dictate that. And, so we're keenly waiting for those assay turnarounds so we can inform the market.
You have a lot going on right at the moment, and investors will be saying, okay, why is now the right moment for me to be getting behind Titan Minerals?
Look, we've spent the best part of 2 years building towards this position. The first phase was to get the assets, which we did in March 2020. We then went through a process of really trying to understand what are the key what are the key things we need to do to work these assets up and be drill ready. And so one of the things that was underrated was we really put an A-grade CSR department in there this year and got full engagement from all of our communities down there and got them right behind us. So, we've gone in, we've mapped the projects properly. We've actually done all the systematic work that you want to see before you drill. In that time, over the last 6 months, and in particular, the market's obviously a little bit soft, and our share price is off a little bit, but we're probably in the best position that we've ever been in. And where we're trading right now, you're always looking for that asymmetric bet. You're looking for that thing that could be limited downside and many bags on the upside. So, look, I think where we're trading at the moment is fantastic value. Really good opportunity for those that want to build into something that has, it's going to have many opportunities for a big discovery. And the beautiful thing that we've got is we've already got 2.1 million ounces, and that's going to grow at Dynasty. That's going to be much bigger than the 2.1 as we put the work into it. So you've got a really healthy gold system, gold and silver system that's going to grow, and we've got two projects, being Copper Duke and Linderos, that are red hot chance at some point to have a copper gold discovery, copper moly discovery. So it's up to it's time horizons, and those that can get in now, I think, will be well rewarded.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for your time today and for sharing insights about Titan Minerals.
No problem, and thanks for chatting. I appreciate it.
Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you.